What the hell's going on, people? This is Periodic, and you see the title of the video. We are jumping back into Dragonball Z Dokkan Battle in order to throw all of the Extreme Z Awakened characters on a big old list for you guys to flame.
Hit my thought. I shut it down wherever power is stored. Being real is in the past, watching cowards get on. It ain't kill me, so it's making me stronger. And these bite-sized rappers now sensing my hunger.
As you can see, we are ranking all of the Extreme Z characters on global that are not LRs, that are not free to play. So these are summonable TUR Extreme Z Awakened characters. We're throwing them all on a massive list. And essentially the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to go tier by tier and briefly cover each character, only because there are a lot of EZA characters, and honestly, I don't want this video to be 3 hours long. Though if you want it to be 3 hours long, let me know, because I am more than down to record it for that length of time. You guys know me, I'm very verbose, I like to talk, so that can easily be done if that's what you want. But most people only want to watch a 15-minute, maybe 20-minute video, and that's how this is going to break down. Number two, the ranking is going to be Japan only, meaning I'm not going to rank it at all because it's Japan only. Master Roshi tier, which is the bottom tier. Kami tier. King Yemma tier, King Kai tier, Grand Kai tier, Supreme Kai tier, Beerus tier, Guide Angel tier, Grand Priest tier, and Zen-Oh tier. It goes higher and higher and higher. It's power scaling. Master Roshi is the weakest, Zen-Oh is the strongest, so it's just going to keep on getting stronger and stronger from there. Also, the ranking, the number that the character appears on, meaning the order that they appear on a tier, does not matter. So for example, let's just say I have 5 people on the Grand Kai tier. It doesn't matter who's first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. I think that they're all somewhat equal. Lastly, this is my first ever Extreme Z Awakening tier list. I am not that comfortable with it. I will give you 100% transparency. I am not that comfortable with this list because there are so many EZA characters that I just have not been able to really feel the differences truly like I have with my TUR Dokkan Fest lists and my LR tier list. So this one is definitely the first of its kind. It's going to be a little bit buggy, so be a bit kind. Let's start off at the bottom tier, Master Roshi tier. You guys already know who's got to be on it. Kid AGL or AGL Kid Buu. Probably the worst EZA in the game, followed by the Strength Legendary Broly. Again, just basic. Yes, he AoEs, but not a big deal. And then followed by 2 of the 3 all in the family, family Kamehameha units, the Goku and the Gohan. Unfortunately, they just don't do too much, and there's so many better options with those names. And then last but not least, the OG AGL Goku. I believe it's the first EZA area character that came out in the game. Anyway, not particularly good. Don't waste your time on it at all. Let's move along to the next tier. We're jumping up to the Kami tier, and as you can see, we have quite a few characters on the Kami tier, just a little bit stronger than the Master Roshi tier. You're going to have all 3 Ultimate Gohans on there who are not bad, but not particularly great either. The Goten, now you're actually starting to get a little bit of utility because he is an orb changer. He creates rainbow orbs, not that bad. Super Saiyan 3 Strength Goku definitely gets better once his passive skill is fulfilled, so that's a good thing, right? You have the Strength Gotenks, again, a little bit gimmicky. The Intelligence Trunks, who's again somewhat of a gimmicky character. These are characters that have to have conditions fulfilled in order for them to be particularly strong, so that's why they're kind of low on the list. But once their conditions are fulfilled, they're pretty darn strong. And then the Tech Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, who's just kind of a plain Jane. I don't know, he doesn't really do anything that excites me. Let's keep it pushing into the King Yemma tier. You have the EZA Gohan, who's a all-around solid unit, followed by the physical Piccolo, who honestly, that Piccolo could be lower, but I'm going to leave him there for now just because there's not a huge amount of Piccolos, so I'm going to give him a little bit of leeway just because he's there. The Buu is actually pretty solid character all the way around. Same thing with the Intelligent Cell, who's I believe 80% attack and defense. He's just kind of a constant unit. The Strength Gohan can hit extremely hard, particularly if you're pairing him next to a Super Saiyan Goku. The Strength Beerus is a great support character. AGL Kaioken Goku, now he's kind of a mixed bag here because you're looking at somebody who's going to be able do a lot of damage for a few turns, but you're also sacrificing HP, which is never a good look. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, another character that's very good for a short number of turns. And then Super Saiyan 3 Tech Gotenks. I'm never a huge fan of characters that have to hit a specific key mark to be able to do a lot of damage. You can't do 12 key, but 10 key isn't that great. Gotenks kind of falls into that position. When he hits 11, man, he's unstoppable. But if not a huge fan. Anyway, let's keep it going into the King Kai tier. As you can see, we have full power Frieza, who can hit very hard. He's not particularly great defensively. If you put him in that first spot, he's getting 30% defense, but his links are just so darn good. Same thing with the AGL Super Vegito. Able to tank those normal attacks, where he's going to be able to gain more attack and whatnot. But if he gets super attacked, he's just dead. Physical Broly is very solid on long events. You really want him to stack to get going, just like the Dokkan Fest Tech Super Blue Vegito. But this guy, you really need to have him super attack quite a bit for him to really get powerful. Majin Vegeta, I think they did a very good job with him. But again, he's going to be somebody that is going to be only put into certain situations. Kaioken Goku, another character that they did a very solid job with. I do believe that further down the road, there's going to be stronger Kaioken Gokus. But this guy, if you have him on an AGL type squad, he's going to be able to do very well. The Physical Goku Black, again, good support unit, can do decent damage. His defense isn't particularly great, but the fact that he's going to give extreme allies a good amount of key is very nice. Also, that's a 1-up on JP that does not have that effect, so that's very solid. The Intelligence 13 is a solid character next to AGL Android 13, but besides that, he's not particularly good. He's kind of one of those characters, when you look at his passive, it seems like it's going to do more, like his stats are going to be higher than what they actually are, but they really aren't. He's really just there to prop up that AGL Android 13. The Strength Elder Boo, the Strength Evil Boo, very solid unit, pretty good debuff character. I kind of feel I should put him up higher, but we're going to keep him there for now. Tech Nova Shenron is a great support unit. Unfortunately, he's chained to just the Shadow Dragons team, and unfortunately, there isn't enough Shadow Dragons out there to be able to bump up his ranking. And then last but not least, you have that Super Vegeta, who's very good character, solid, just kind of like a B student all the way around. Let's move up to the Grand Kai tier. Int Buhan may be a surprise to some of you. The reason why I put him there is he links up perfectly with LR Bootanks. Let's be honest. The fact that he's going to be getting even stronger once he gets certain type of orbs, and just almost every single one of those links next to LR Bootanks. I love to increase the value of these characters that make other characters stronger, and that's what he does. Strength Gogeta, still a great offensive unit. Defense, not so much. Tech Beerus is kind of a lesser version of his Strength LR form, but still very good. If he gets hit once, then he's going to be able to be stronger for a few amount of turns. That's very solid. Tech Cell is essentially just a nuker, so you do have to kind of build a team around him, but he can hit very hard. The Trunks and Vegeta are two sides of the same coin. The Vegeta does a little bit more damage and is a little bit better defensively, but he only gives attack and defense if he's filled with Vegeta family members on the team, whereas the Trunks is the other way around. He gives ki, he gives attack and defense, but he gives himself slightly less stats, so they're kind of similar in that way. Physical Ghost Tanks, or Physical Go Tanks, I should say, Steel Tanks as some people call them, solid unit, is able to do a lot of damage. Okay defensively, but sealing on guaranteed super attack is very good as well. AGL Dispo, they did good things with this character, his dodge chance, his stacking attack, and all that stuff. Very, very solid. AGL Goku, I kind of wish that they went harder with this guy, because right now he's solid, right? He's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage, but I just don't feel like it's enough. Strangely enough, I don't know. I thought they were going to go balls to the wall with this guy, and they kind of didn't. The Gohan, though, the Gohan was surprising how they were able to improve him quite a bit on his EZA, so I definitely like what they did with the Gohan. Let's move up to the Supreme Kai tier, starting with Physical Kid Buu. Defensive liability, defensive liability, defensive liability, but one of the best supports in the game. 2 key, 3 key, attack and defense 50% if you're above 80% HP, and then you still gain bonuses even below it. Absolutely fantastic. Same thing with the extreme intelligence metal cooler. Great support. Again, stats aren't that high, so you're going to get hit extremely hard, but both of them are fantastic supports. Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Yes, you saw the thumbnail. It's a meme, all right? Super Saiyan 3 Broly hits hard. he also gets hit very hard. End of story. Tech Zamas, again, good support for Realm of God evil units and can hit extremely powerfully. Doesn't have the best defense, but he has more utility than Super Saiyan 3. Broly, let's be honest there. And then you have Strength Cell. Great, solid character, stacks attack, heals, does decent damage. I love that Cell. And I also like that in Vegeta, who's going to be able to do a lot of damage, is okay defensively, also can be a utilitarian in certain ways, can use utility and whatnot, so that's a great character, with great links, by the way. The Super Saiyan Goku, really great card because he's got stuns, he's got crit chance, he's got it all. I do like that character. And then the physical Kale. Physical Kale is an interesting character. For the first, 7 turns, I believe, that damage reduction is fantastic, and hitting as hard as she does is great, especially because she has the multiple super techs. Now, after 7 turns, not the best. You need way too many physical orbs to be effective at all, so you kind of just don't even worry about it. Now, the Tech Super Saiyan Blue Goku is absolutely fantastic, especially if you're running on a tech team. Possibly one of the best non-support supports in the game, right? 40-50% supports. Absolutely incredible. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, incredible tank, for a decent amount of time, just very, very good. And then last but not least, on the Supreme Kai tier, you have the Strength Full Power Omega Shenron, who is a massive debuffer. So you're going to want to bring him on Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, and then is also a support, so you can't really beat that. Speaking about supports, you have the next 3 Gokus who are all support Super Saiyan 2s. They all support the Super Saiyan 2 squad, which is very, very solid. I'm a huge fan of that. And they're also very good, even on their own right. So you can put them onto Majin Buu Saga teams. You can put them on Super Saiyan 2 teams. You can put them on Super Saiyan teams, and you'll have Super Saiyan 2s on there. So very, very good character. The base form Broly, also very solid. Has to stack up a bit to be able to reach his true form. The Intelligence Trunks, great unit because he's going to be able to do orb changing, and he's going to be able to nuke if you want him to, so that's a good thing. AGL Vegeta, the Super Saiyan Vegeta, another top tier character that you want on longer events because his defense is going to become unbelievable, and his offense is going to be pretty good as well, so keep that in mind. AGL Caulifla, fantastic defensive unit. The dodge chance is absolutely insane, and she's going to be able to do some decent damage as well. Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta, both fantastic units if they're facing Goku's family, Vegeta's family, etc., etc. The orb changing and all that stuff is just very, very good. And then you have the 18 and 17, or the 17 and 18. When they are near each other, they are almost unkillable pair because they buff each other so much with extra stats and crit, damage reduction, all this crazy stuff, right? So you really want them as a pair together. So let's move off of the Beerus tier and go up to the Guide Angel tier. So we're starting with a few Majins. We have the Tech Buff Majin Buu, and we have the Intelligence Kid Buu. Both of them fantastic units. The Tech one is great in pretty much every single situation. Same thing with the Kid Buu. The Kid Buu is also kind of a small support, right? A very small buff, but even still, he does a lot of damage and whatnot by himself, and he's still giving a buff, which is great. The Tech Mass Saiyan is an good addition to any single team because no matter if you're facing one unit or multiple units, he's going to shine either way. Same thing with those 2 golden freezes. You're talking about defense, defense, defense. The AGL Golden Frieza does need to get a decent amount of orbs to be able to have any form of attack, whereas the Int one doesn't really care about attack. It is more about stacking defense and supporting the worthy rivals. Or no, I'm sorry, target Goku. So very, very good. And then last but not least, you have the AGL Rose Goku Black, who's a great stacking character who's also going to be giving support, just a monster. Let's continue on the Grand Priest tier. Number 1, we're looking at Int Janemba, one of the best defensive units in the game, guards all attacks, gets stronger once he gets hit. You know, he gets like 140% attack boost or something like that. So very good there. The Strength Topo, man, can this man do everything. He's a fantastic support. He's a great debuffer. He gives all allies, 35% attack, I believe, when he's super attacking. So very, very solid support, debuff. It's just always good stuff. And then we're looking at AGL Android 13. If this guy had better links, he'd potentially would be in the Zen-Oh tier, because he starts with a ridiculous amount of damage reduction. He gains more damage reduction. He has attack and defense. He just does everything. Int Gogeta, talk about damage. This man is probably one of the hardest hitters on this entire list, and I absolutely love it. Alongside of the Golden Tech Frieza, who has a fat damage reduction, but also can do unbelievable amounts of damage. So that's why he's above the other two Golden Friezas. And you can't speak about unbelievable amounts of damage unless if you mention the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito in the Zen-Oh tier by himself. Listen, if he gets super attacked, he's screwed. We kind of understand that. But the fact that he can one-shot abilities by himself is absolutely absurd. There you go. That is my list, the fastest tier list I've ever made. If you guys want a more in-depth, longer one, let me know in the comments down below. But if you like this shorter, sub 20 minute, 15 minute-ish tier list, then also let me know in the comments down below. You won't be able to find out what the new ones are going to be like unless if you're subscribed. So click that blue join button down below. Join the ranks of Chris Gonzalez and Wolverine Gaming. Become a Boomer Elite or Boomer Champion. If you want to do it the free-to-play way, that's fine too. Go ahead and gently rub that sub button. Gently ring that bell button. Lovingly kiss the like button. As always, this is Periodic. See y'all in the next video.